So we pulled the Hierophant in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Page of Swords upright, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles upright. What I'm kind of picking up from these cards is paving your own way in regards to how you show up in the world and not feeling obligated to have to carry certain things that were never yours to carry. I'm also hearing to not feel the need to have to listen to any and everybody in regards to how you need to show up in the world. That's something that you have to define for yourself. And I'm also hearing deconstruct certain limiting beliefs or certain social constructs that you believe that you have to hold up to because that's what you have been taught. That's what you have been raised to believe. And in doing so, I'm hearing that you'll let go of the burden and the weight of things that you had to carry. And I'm hearing for a lot of you guys, like you've had to carry it alone, had to internalize a lot of things alone and show up in a certain way where you've had to put on this mask that really did not portray who you truly were internally. And by deconstructing and dismantling certain beliefs that you have held onto, this is what actually will allow you to feel more free. And this feels like a time where you'll be refining your morals and values and the things that speak to you. And you'll have, I'm hearing like mentors, but people that you'll look up to or admire how they carry themselves and their morals and values on things that really are in alignment with you. And right now I feel like you're in a space of rewriting your story, right? And understanding that you are the author of your life. Because I'm seeing someone sitting down and there's a paper that already has, I'm hearing stipulations, like rules already laid out on this paper of things that you have to follow. And I see like a big eraser, like a big fat eraser next to this piece of paper. And Spirit right now is letting you know that you are able to rewrite your story. You're able to choose what it is that is truly in alignment with you and not have to feel the need to hold up to the standard that was never you to begin with. And I'm picking up very heavy on someone that is having to put on this mask or having to show up in the world that isn't a reflection of them. And an example that I'm getting very heavy is like a man having to take on these societal standards that society has put on them and have to be a certain way because that's what society has already told and laid out for them to say this is how men are, right? Men can't cry, men can't show certain emotions, whatever that thing may be. And Spirit is asking you and telling you to rewrite your story. What does a man look like to you? Not what society has portrayed a man to be, right? But truly, if you sat down with yourself, what is being a man to you truly about? Is it being able to communicate and be vocal and express how you feel when you feel it, whatever that thing may be? But it's about deconstructing certain societal norms, I'm hearing, societal standards that has been set on you and breaking free of that and not carrying that burden that was never yours to carry. Because it has put a weight on you that has been quite heavy. I'm also hearing stifling. And so I feel like you're in this in between of finding balance and figuring out what it means to show up in the world for you. I'm also picking up on someone being raised a certain way and it has impacted the way that you view life, which makes sense, right? We're all raised a certain way, and based on how we're raised, we have a particular lens that we look through and view life. But in particular, I'm seeing someone that was raised and they have this scarcity mindset, right? And Spirit is really needing you to rearrange the way that you view life. And it's so funny because I was just talking to a friend literally yesterday, and I was like kind of asking her, like, before like abundance like started like just flowing effortless to you, like did you have like issues with receiving and feeling worthy to receive? And I'm picking up something very similar in this reading in regards to worth and knowing that you are able to have whatever it is that is in your heart and that is in alignment with your spirit. And just because you might have grown up struggling, and I'm also hearing just because you might have not had a lot growing up, or you grew up struggling, or had a phase in your life where things were tight, doesn't mean that things can't be different for you. And so, regardless of where you're at in life, regardless of how you grew up, again, with rewriting your story, right? How do you want to view life? How do you want to experience life? And begin to rewrite whatever it is that you want to envision, whatever it is you want to feel. Because it's this weight that has been lingering, that you've been carrying, that has quite literally reflected back to you what you believe. And they're letting you know that whatever it is that you seek, whatever it is that you need, it is not impossible. People might tell you that your dreams are too big or what you want is impossible, but that is only a reflection of what that person feels to be true for them. And so don't take on what is not yours to carry. Don't take on people's projection and what they believe that they cannot do for themselves, right? And so again, back to that narrative in regards to someone having a piece of paper and a pencil and that eraser is erase all those stipulations or all those rules that people have put on you and that you even have put on yourself. And to understand that you don't have to live by that. You don't have to follow that. You get to rewrite your story, right? And again, these rules were written in pencil, which means they can be rewritten. They can be dismantled and broken down. And so that is what is needed at this time, is you reflecting and sitting down with yourself and rearranging the pieces of your life on how you want to view life, how you want to feel, how you want to live your life. And they're letting me know that whatever it is that you believe you deserve is what will be reflected. And so it's about rewiring and retraining what it is that you believe. Okay, thank you. And I just want to touch on worth a little bit. Because I feel like a lot of times, and I've done this in the past, but a lot of times in society, we feel like our worth is tied to something, right? We're only worthy if we have this particular job. We're only worthy if we have this amount of money in our bank account, right? We're only worthy if we are in a relationship or not. And I want to let you know, and Spirit wants to let you know, that your worth is not tied to anything. You are worthy for simply just existing. You are worthy for simply just having breath in your lungs. And they're saying right now to break down how you view your worth, break down how you view yourself. I'm hearing to have self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. And I think right now in this chapter of your life is going to be very important to journal and write about how you truly feel in that moment and be super unfiltered and have this safe space with yourself to know that not only will nobody see what you're writing, but like to have a safe space where you don't judge yourself on whatever it is that you feel, whatever it is that you may believe to be true for yourself in this very moment. Because again, you are the author of your life, and so you get to rewrite that. And in rewriting your life and rewriting your story, you'll begin to unpack these things that you held on to that added on to you in regards to like this heavy weight, this unnecessary weight, this baggage. And little by little, I'm just seeing someone just drop dead weight. So yeah, like it's going to be very important to journal, very important to sit with yourself and, be truly honest with how you feel. Like, what do you truly believe about yourself? What do you truly believe about how you need to show up in this world? Because a lot of it has been put onto us in our upbringing by society, right? Projected onto us. And it's really important to not take on that as our own and begin to really reflect and say, is this truly me, right? Is this truly how I want to show up in the world? Is this truly in alignment with my morals and values and who I am as a person, right? And at any moment you say no, then you get to rewrite that and you get to change that and decide for yourself how you want to show up, right? What is your morals and values that are in alignment with you at this junction of your life? And I'm seeing you finding that balance, right? And giving yourself grace, because that's a part of the whole journey, right? We're all learning, we're all evolving, and that's why we came here, is to evolve, is to experience life itself. And so it's very important to give yourself grace, right? To hold a safe space for yourself, because if you don't, it's like your journey is just going to be a little bit more rugged. Like you'll get there, but I'm seeing like it's just going to be a little bit more tough, a little bit more rugged. And so it's very, very important to hold a safe space for yourself and to not judge yourself, and to know that there will be days where you decide that, F it, I'm just going to show up in the world the way that society says. And to not be so hard on yourself. Like, we've all done it. We've all been there. I know for myself that for majority of my life, I've put on a mask and I wasn't truly me, right? I've held my worth to something, right? All of these different things. And it's about finding forgiveness, not only for yourself, but for society and for people that have projected onto us. And to know that we've all been there. And I think in knowing that we've all been there, like that's how you can hold compassion. It allows you to have compassion for others when you see people putting on a mask, right? When you see people not being their true authentic selves, because it is very hard. In my opinion, it takes balls to be your true authentic self. And I struggle with that from time to time, where I'm not being my true authentic self. And that's something that I'm still constantly working on every single day. But it's about holding a safe space for yourself and allowing yourself to quote unquote make mistakes. Like we're all learning. But before I go, one thing I am like hearing and getting is making sure that you're grounded. It's going to be very important to make sure that you're in a space where it feels safe. Because I'm getting like being grounded, but I'm also getting of like a space that may be chaotic. And so I'm not sure if you're in a situation where it's I don't know, it's like you not feeling safe in your body. Because I'm also feeling a bit anxious. And so in this time, as you're beginning to rewrite and deconstruct, it's very important to be grounded and to feel safe in your body. That's very important. But that's kind of what I'm getting before I even close out this message, is getting grounded, feeling safe, and knowing that your worth is not tied to anything.